Da, da, da. Why is this still up? There we go. Turn this down. Alright. Probably gonna be lower than this. That's okay. Hello, Jet. Yeah, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. As well. Lots of wells. Anyway. Skin change? Okay, which Becky do you want? Do you want Nun Becky or Hungover Becky? Alright. Let's switch. Drunk Becky. Come on. There we go. There you go. Put this back up. Hope that's good. Still awesome. Thank you. Let's try to smooth this out. I'll tweak it once I get further along. Yeah. It'd probably take a while for it to fully get through her system since she has 2 stomachs. So maybe not exactly double the time, but definitely gonna extend it. Because it takes a lot for her to even feel it to begin with, so it's probably gonna take a while for it to get through her. Especially if any of her organs are like mixed up in some way due to her being multiple species. Do okay. Drunk Becky is cute. She would be like, no, I'm not. Or she'd be like, shut up. I think it's a little bit too big. That's better. A whole bottle. She'd be like, that's it. She is an alcoholic, so a whole bottle of whiskey. Probably. You probably need at least 2, maybe 3, to start feeling it. Should we like 1? Should we like only 1? What are we, babies? When most people be like, are you kidding? It's freaking whiskey. I am not one to talk though, because I have had whiskey once or twice, and that did not go well for me. Maybe she needs a whole barrel. The barrel will probably do it for her. She'd probably conk out if she had like a whole keg to herself. I mean, depending on the size of the barrel, she might be a bit too big for one. Let me just make sure I posted this. Yeah, I did. Okay. She probably wouldn't do that unless she was like pissed off at something. She wouldn't actively just do that. And even then, I think she'd be better off just like chugging bottles rather than dunking her face in anything. You don't have to say you're bad. I was just thinking of like the actual likelihood of her actually doing it. Gotta try to stay true to the character, so that way, if I do put her in situations where something like that would come up, I have to think about if she would actually do it. And not just force her to do it. And that is not the right brush. There we go. That's why I try not to have all of my characters do like jobs that just don't fit them. So like when people go like, "Oh, what if Marcy was a sumo wrestler?" I'm just like, I mean, other than a what if pick, she wouldn't actually do that. It's just not, doesn't make sense for the character. Because the only way I'd ever draw her doing any of that is if it was in a non-canon picture. Oh really? I mean, I've drawn her drunk before, so there's like various pictures of her drunk or out of it. Not just the avatar, but I'm glad the avatar is to your liking. Nah, I think the belly would be from that from this angle. And maybe a bit of a bump here. Then probably some sagging over here. Let's try to smooth this out a little. Loot artist. Oh yeah, I can get my yes. And welcome, spoopy spoopers. Okay, got that going on. Shark head. Might adjust her head a bit. Let me draw it first. let's see. Yeah. So I'll shrink her head after I set it up, just so it makes more sense for the position. Oh. Thank you for the follow. I keep forgetting that I have sound effects for those things because I'm all like, no one's ever going to use them. And it happens so rarely, so I'm all like, what? What happened? But yes, thank you. I was all tripping out for a moment. I was like, what the hell was that? I think that happened last week too. Somebody followed, and I was just like, what? Do I take commissions? Not currently. I get booked up rather quickly with commissions. And then nowadays I focus more on my own stuff than commissions. But whenever I do open, I usually make a post on like DeviantArt and Fur Infinity and all that. Yeah, I know. And currently, the way I do commissions, I do them via auctions now because, at least to me, it is currently the only fair way to be open for commissions. Because the biggest problem I've had is if I post that I'm available on any of the other sites first, it makes it so that the first site that I posted on gets like first dibs before the other sites even get a chance. So yeah, if I open again, I'll likely do an auction. And maybe rarely I'll do it the normal price way that I did before. Yeah, because an auction's the only way for everybody to be able to dive in at the same time. And aside from like an auto buy where somebody can just buy the commission outright, even though I put it at like a pretty high price at that point, so that way it's fair. That if they're willing to do that, but yeah, I mostly focus on trying to keep things fair. And I understand that it could be out of somebody's price range. Like I understand that, which is why, if anything, I try to make like art sets that people buy. So even if I don't exactly draw like a specific commission, there's at least like a theme or something that they were into, so they can buy that for cheap. So I try. Trust me, I completely understand the point of view. Okay, so let's shrink her head a bit so that way there's a better size difference between her and her stomach. And not by too much though, because I don't want it to be like he was massive when he wasn't. So about here should be fine. Well, if you have a fever, go rest, and I don't expect you to stay up or to get up to watch a stream. Get some rest. Or if you're at least in a position to be resting and watch a stream, okay, fine, sure. But I'd rather you get better. Make sure you got plenty of vitamin C and whatever medication you need. You're watching it in bed? Okay, that's good. Yep, using drunk Becky. Or hungover Becky, whichever. She could be both. She could be either, depending on the situation. Put her on the bed. In a moment. But yeah, as long as you're taking care of yourself, then that's all I can ask. Yeah, at least you don't have to go to school with it too much, but hopefully you'll get better before you have to go back. Okay, yeah, if it's like your introduction days, and hopefully it's not like some schools or colleges or whatever where if you're not there the first day they automatically write you or kick you out of the classes or whatever bullshit. But I think as long as you've checked in or whatever, you should be fine. There we go. Yeah, but it's better to check or whatever because some schools have that weird policy. I don't think they enforce it very often, but there's always that chance. Yeah, just make sure that you know you don't get penalized for it because that's the last thing you need is some bullshit penalty. But you should be fine. Let's see. Okay, I don't like the position of that. Alright, there we go. Okay, where is her tail in this spot? Okay. And she still has the bells on. Snore. With the bottom of the... I don't think her tail is on, or is like that on her tail. No, it's probably on the very back, so that should be fine to do. Thinking about the button that's on her tail though. Thank you. Yeah, it's usually the line art and the flat color that take a while to get everything right. And then the rendering is a little easier. It still takes time, but it's a lot easier because it's kind of just go from point A to point B at that point. And then the background is only difficult depending on how much detail I decide to put in. Because I try to make it so that the background is only focused on if it's absolutely necessary. Like if I need to display where the character is in space. Like I could technically put in more of the background for this particular panel, but at the same time I kind of don't need to because it's like the background's been established multiple times already. But I mean, it's kind of up to me. It's not like it's not a bad thing and it's not a good thing either, whether I do it or not. But every once in a while you should, you know, re-establish where they are in space, so that way it's not like they're just in the abyss all the time. But I think for her I could go either way, because I can either make it relevant in terms of like whatever she mentions in the room, if there's like anything specific, or I could leave her in a void because currently she's in the middle of her own thoughts. So trying to isolate her would make just as much sense. Drink, Becky, drink. Drunk music, blah blah blah. Okay, there is some fabric under her, but it's not focused on enough, or it's not in that angle where it matters. I do need to know where this is, though. Okay, her tail did come up for a bit, but that's okay because she can retract it backwards. Let's curve this up a little bit more. Show that she has some volume on her. There we go. Is the belt necessary? Nah. And everything else is fine. Match these. Alright. Let's put the bed next to her. She's still at about neck length. So... Oh yeah, I watched that. Hey Frost. There we go. She's about in the middle of the bed, so it'd probably end like somewhere around here. That way I have space to open her thoughts. Okay. Get some fabric going. Shouldn't her belly be smaller since she let all that air? It's mostly that his body is kind of stretching her out regardless. And then she's still, you know, digesting him, so she's gonna build up gas anyway. So I prefer to just leave it. That and there's like some exaggeration still. So it's kind of like a mix of what I want, what I feel would be realistic about it. Go back to bed, you're drunk. He's like, shut up. Yeah, maybe in the future I'll do another Becky, like Becky in her goth phase. When her hair was more straight and she wore darker colors. Or maybe just Halloween Becky. I do want to do other characters in the future, but right now Becky's a good focus. No, Becky, have another drink. Oh yeah, she always likes Irish coffee. Like, she'll drink regular coffee and be like, the hell's this? And then grab her flask and pour some alcohol in it. It's kind of like that scene from Rick and Morty where Rick drinks some alcohol, and then he just grabs a flask and pours more alcohol into the alcohol because the alcohol he was drinking was shit. That's exactly what Becky would do. She'd be like, "The fuck." Bitch witch. We'll see. Honestly, the only reason why I even have the PNG tuber is because I heard about it from Fiznome. He's a guy who made like fan versions of FNAF. And I heard him talking about the program one stream, and I was like, oh shit, I should write that down so I can remember. Because I was shown how to do a PNG tuber with like Discord or something, but like the method of it was so convoluted in comparison to just what this program does. What the hell's the name of it again? VideoTube. And it's so much better. A bitch with well, I mean, she comes with her own buns, so there you go. Oh god, she would kill me if she was here in real life. She'd be like, bitch, what? Or she'd be like, oh, shut the fuck up. Okay. I know Becky would definitely roll up the paper and smack me with it. Alright, let's be a little bit faster about this. Don't want to spin forever on drilling this bed. Damn, it's already been a half an hour. If I ever get like a soundboard, I can do stuff. I'll do stuff like having Becky hiccup or something. That'd be kind of fun. Oh really? Your hookup's still high? Damn. Some good shit. This is off somehow. There we go. Should be a little better. Make it uneven. There we go. Oof. Oh, let me write down the name of the program so that way you know what it is. Oh, Vito too. That's what it's called. My bad. I read it wrong. Let me double check. Okay. Here's the name of it. There you go. That's good that your dad helped you. I did something similar with my brother when I got home. He was drinking with friends and kind of had a mishap, but I helped him out. You're welcome. There we go. And this would probably be like one of those beds with the little thing on the bottom. There we go. That's good. You always gotta have somebody be like a designated driver or just someone to be responsible in general. You don't want to be alone when if something happens. But that's good. Okay, now for the segments on her stomach. Technically, what is that? Checking something. Those are... Technically, this would be lower. Or a bit closer. So about here. Yeah, I think I got some of these spots wrong. There. Out of curiosity, will you try and make a version of that as I don't know if I'd be able to do that on stream or as an avatar. Because it'd be from the butt, from basically chest up. I could make her a little thicker if I made her chunky, but I don't think it'd be beneficial to this as an avatar. Not unless I just shrank it down and just did like a full body thing or whatever, but it'd just be incredibly tiny. Given given what it'd be used for. I think this is what I'm looking for. So let's address these. Oh, you mean like just a picture? If it's just a picture, yeah, I did draw Hooters Becky at one point. But yeah, as an avatar, it'd be a bit of a challenge to make it worth making an avatar for it. Because it wouldn't make too much sense to have it take up a large chunk of space. But yes, there is just like a regular picture of her that exists. It should be on my sites already. Let's adjust this because it seems out of place now. Wow, that's a big chunk of time where that song is stops. Yeah, gotta make this go lower. That's a little too low. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, this is always a challenge given her angle. It's a little bit off. Mostly eyeballing this. Yeah, it's mostly just the connection between this and this. So it's probably not as dynamic as I think. A visual aid when Viro makes a art mistake. I do that all the time. I mean, most of the time I'm winging this. I just have like a vague idea of what I want that's in my head, and I try to draw it. Sometimes it goes well, a lot of the time it doesn't. Yeah, because I'm trying to take into account that her body is curving around, and it's not like a straight line. So some of these will probably need adjustments, like here. This one I think is fine on that side, but I don't think it's fine on this side. So yeah, because you always gotta step back and take a look at whatever it is you're drawing, so that way you can tweak it. I think that one's fine. I think this one needs more curve. Oh, I thought that was funny. Just decided to start talking shit. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Looking around. Try to do this. Should be fine. It's probably a little overboard, but whatever. Look at the rest. We good. Save. Alright. Start working on the other parts. Seriously, there's this giant gaps of nothing. Do I think the most recent page should be fine for me to open because she's not doing anything crazy. There we go. Should be fine. Fine. Clean this up a little. Sometimes doing minor details like this is alright, but you also gotta remember that a lot of the time most people aren't gonna zoom in this far. And even if they do, it's not that big of a deal if you have like not perfect lines or whatever. Because honestly, the only one who's gonna care is the artist. Unless whatever mistake or whatever is like really crucial to the drawing or something. There we go. So yeah, don't dread over things like that. I say this knowing that I will dread over these things, but I'm trying to tell you guys not to dread over it so you don't do what I do. I do try to throw in like Easter eggs or whatever when possible. Or some minute detail that I know most people aren't gonna pay attention to. But yeah, what I'm trying to get at is just like don't stress over things too much. Because it's perfectly fine to leave it a certain way if you're happy with it. But yeah, I'm mostly just telling you just so you don't freak the fuck out, going like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did this," and like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. You're fine. Knowing that I will completely ignore all of my own advice, because that is what I do. Okay, let's get into some Bomberman. Yes, that is very true. It's mostly just that, you know, if you're able to fix it, then you'll do it. But it also shouldn't be something to stress out over. Like these little diamonds on Joanne's body. Did I need to put them there? Probably not. But I did anyway. Just because I thought it would look nice. Which is like 90% of my characters are just like, why'd you do that? I was like, because I thought it was cool. Or when I make a character overly designed. Knowing that I have to draw them like that for eternity. Or at least a majority of the time. So, I am my own worst enemy. Can you clarify Snoob? I'm a bit lost on what that's supposed to be. You love to torment yourself with your I mean, I've been doing it for years. Snake tube? Well, it should be a little chunky. And she's obviously not going to completely digest him. But she's definitely going to have a bit of a bulge in her stomach. And this is all assuming she like doesn't do this again, which we all know that's gonna be that's not happening. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. She's gonna definitely do this again. There needs to be a pic of Squeaks knitting. I could see that, like, Janet makes her a sweater for, like, Christmas or something. Yeah. Beastos are a little weird, because the way their body functions, it can go multiple ways. So, like, some snake characters can have warm blood while others are cold-blooded. Or some strange combination of the two. It's almost like any rule can go for their species type based on whatever the hell I want. So if I want a character to be affected by cold, then I'll have it that way, while others aren't. Even if they're like the same type, but maybe not like the same exact species or variant. So it's literally whatever the hell I want them to be. Let's clean this one a bit. Oh yeah, I've seen people make sweaters for snakes too. I mean, there's a guy who made legs for a snake, so. After that point, a sweater is like low tier now. It's like, oh, I made a sweater for my snake. I was like, oh yeah, I made legs. Top that. Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. And I'll just send you a link. Yeah, there it is. Copy link address. Here you go, have fun. It's cute. And at the same time terrifying if somehow snakes could harness this technology. It's like, I wanted to give snakes their legs back. And on one end I'm like, oh, that's cool. And on the other end I'm like, you know what, that's terrifying if they ever fucking do something with that. It's kind of like in Rick and Morty, where Morty sent the Earth snake to a snake planet, and then it created like a fucking jump in snake evolution. And like some snakes had like fucking exoskeletons and shit. Or like some weird like Terminator fusion thing. Either way, I thought it was awesome. I was like, oh cool. Give the noodle his legs. I'll let this go for like another 4 minutes. Then I'll change songs. You can't unsee that. It's only a matter of time until the snakes get a handle of that technology. Better prepare for the snake uprising. At first, they'd be like, "Oh, we can get away from the snakes when it becomes winter," but then they create like fucking exosuits that have heating inside, so they get into those. For the Becky uprising. Should be too lazy to fucking do anything. Should be like, not my problem, bitch. Grab some alcohol and fuck off. This should be the last round for this song. Do some minor detail stuff. Honestly, I could probably make this a lot easier on myself if I just selected everything. But I'm not, because I'm weird that way. Alright, let's at least give it a shot. Try to be as tight as I can. Obviously I can't do the outside ones easily. I'm mostly just concerned about the inner ones. Tackle the outside ones. Okay, let's swap songs. Ooh, what was it called? Yeah, I think Misty Rain was the one I like. From Mega Man. Yeah. She unleashes her simp army. If you have a, if the heat's killing, if you have a fan, use that. Or take some blankets off of you if you have too much on you. Or too much of them. I don't need to color that part. This I do though. ZX was a fun series. Had a lot of fun ideas with what they could do with the bosses and main characters. I think I wish. I don't remember if this was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the game. In ZX Advent, I wish you could still play as Model X. I think they took that out once they added in everything else. Because it's kind of like, why would you have two Busters? But it's like, I liked Model X because he got double shot. And I need a frame of what's his face's horns. Okay, and yes, so we'll use this one because this one does not have cum on her face. Thank you. Turn all this off. I just want the color of your horns. I like this song. Sonic, if there's one consistent, well, with small exceptions, they always have good music. Okay, we're good. Make sure her makeup is done. gonna try putting her messed up makeup on prior to the other steps. Do. Just grab this. Kind of missed some of this era's music. Not so much like just the main themes rock, but more like, well, how do I explain it? Kind of like the dreariness of some of the songs, where it's like more about self-reflection, and then like um kind of like your it's all on you type of thing, where you're the only one that can actually make these changes. There's the other one I was thinking about. Yeah, supporting me is a good one. How to make a chubby snake? Kind of depends on how you go about it with your style. Like you can just make them, have more rolls on certain sections of the body and stuff like that, or make them look more plump. Me, it would be the way I'm gonna do it will be a combination of things. Just gotta get there, but gotta get through some of this exploration stuff first, because I can't just skip to that. this on another layer just in case. Amazing color, it's alright. It's just flats, nothing special. Just fill in the blank. And let's clean that up because I don't know why I left that there. There we go. Let's get ghosting up on all this. For Becky. This song for a random optional boss is so good. Like, you literally could go through the entire game for Frontiers and not fight this boss. The song is so good. And then they had the balls to make a even better version of the song. Or just as good. Looks like I'll mostly be able to get the flats done for the stream, but I'll still keep working on this afterwards. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll work on something that's just more straightforward. The song is still good. Sonic R just has amazing music out of like nowhere. Alright, so just this. Oh yes. It's like one of the best songs Sonic series has. I really do hope they like revisit Sonic, the concept of Sonic R, as well as Sonic the Fighters. Because like nowadays, I'm sure if they made games like that, it'd be amazing. But it's like one of those weird situations where they don't want to retread old ideas for some reason. And it's hard to tell if this is like a Japanese thing or if it's like a... I don't know, like they just think it's not going to do well for some reason. And it's like, well, it'll do well if you put in the effort. But I don't know, it's like, it's one of those situations where they just don't want to do it twice for some reason. Now I need her tongue. Which this is going to be a problem. Because there's no frame. There's no frame of her doing this without being lewd. I'm gonna have to do that off stream. Sober up, Buttercup. She's just gonna look at you and go like, shut the fuck up. Plus if she's drunk still, she's probably gonna like not entirely process what you just told her. But she'll still probably tell you to shut up anyway. Or just say fuck you, I don't know. Whatever comes to mind. Assuming she hears you at all. Or has enough fucks to give. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do the tongue later because I can't show that page on stream and I don't feel like blacking out the stream. Gonna have to make like different screens or whatever for when I need to go into pages like that. So I'll have to look that up. Exactly. Sonic has so many god tier songs. It's like, what's your favorite Sonic song? And it's like, geez, why don't you just tell me to pick my my favorite child? Actually, that would probably be an easier question to ask. Which one is my favorite? Sonic song? Hell, I don't even know anymore. Growing up with the series, I like many. If not, that or my answer is just yes. Oh, my favorite child? That's up in the air. It's like, gee, is it the one that I use the avatar for? Is it the one that they took the name for? Is it the one that technically represents me in the comics? Or is it all the other characters that I've made that are all my children? Including the adopted ones, because I picked them for a reason. Could have been any character, and I chose them. Lining up for their allowance, Jesus. If I had the ability, I'd just snap my fingers and just money would appear in their hands. So here you go. Don't spend it all in one place. And if I have any gambling characters, they'll be like, you know we will. I'm like, yeah, I know. Do I have a gambling character? Yes, I have many. Hey, Alex. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, I got several gambling characters. Mine just went blat. If I would go home, you're drunk too. I'm already home. And I'm not drunk because I haven't had any alcohol. If I did have any. Wait, do I have alcohol? No, I don't think I do. I think I drank that already. The one that my friend gave me for my birthday. Or it could be in the fridge. I don't know. I'll have to look later. Maybe if I do have anything, I'll probably have some just for the hell of it. The skin's too powerful, I know, right? Oh, yeah, I'm trying to stream more often. I was gonna stream earlier today, but I decided not to since it was Monday. So tomorrow I want to try to stream once in the afternoon and once in the evening again. So I'm just trying to be more active. And it's gonna be hard for a little bit next month because I'll have a funeral to attend. So things might be a little slow during that time. But at the moment I don't know when exactly that'll be, so it'll be up in the air. But yeah, trying to do more with more streaming, and then I want to try to do some short audio clip things again, like what I did with the Becky being a mommy thing. If you have a Korean Asian market near you, you should pick up on Sanju. I don't think I've heard of that. I'll have to check that out. If I come across it, or I'll look it up, Soju. I might have heard of that. I'm I'll have to find out. Thank you for streaming. Fun hanging. Oh, no problem. But yeah, there's a lot I want to do, which is why I'm trying to pick back up on working on cards and stuff like that too. So if I can, I want to update the starter decks that I have and then continue working on the set that I'm working on. I need to redo a few cards, but then the rest will be pretty much new. What color is that? Can I use that page? Yes. So let me open this one up. I'm like half tempted to just blank out the screen so I can grab that tongue color. I might actually do that. And just find a frame. Page 10? Okay, I'll have to grab that in a moment. Turn these off. Oh, that's a background on that. A banana card. I mean, food cards can kind of go everywhere. That's why I made the mega nachos. Let's see, what's another good song? Oh yeah, this is definitely a good one. Yeah, I'll have to do more with the food card stuff, because like Skylar's not the only character that uses food and all that, so just a matter of getting there and getting to the other characters. Because like if Joanne became a card, she would have to rely on like either cards that sacrifice or cards that allow her to devour other characters or something. Not necessarily if she were to attack them or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna blank out the screen for a moment so I can grab her tongue colors. So hold on a moment. Window capture. Is this the one I'm thinking about? Yes, it is. Okay. So hold on a moment. Open. Page 10. I need your tongue, Joanne. In the meantime, look at lights. Come on, open it up for me. Thank you. Alright, where's your tongue? Well, now I could probably show the screen because I turned off all the cum, but I'm just like, nah. I just need your tongue. I don't need anything else from this. Alright. There we go. Thinking of cars, was thinking back in Kiwi's comic. Yeah, I do want to use Vanilla. She has lore-wise, she has some gimmick where she can mess with like the sugar and sweetness of food items and stuff like that. So I'll probably dive deeper into it, where maybe she wants to practice cooking or something like that, and she has like a friend or a roommate or somebody to help taste test, but you know, they start filling up and plumping up as she keeps practicing more and more, and it just becomes a bit of a problem. That's like one idea for it. But yeah, most of the characters that I've shown and stuff like that, I do want to use. It just boils down to getting there. So, baby steps. Which reminds me, I need to do more with secrets, so we can get to the good stuff. We're only like a couple of pages from her going to get the collar. Then after that, it's just going to be her abusing it. And then after that, it's, you know, the repercussions for that. So we'll get there. Unfortunately, time's a bitch. True, she doesn't need her own comic. I can always like do picture sets and stuff like that. Like, not every character technically needs a comic. I would just like to put them in one. But yeah, if it boils down to just a character getting like an art set to kind of display what some of their gimmick is or their personality or something, then I'm fine with resulting to that. Because, like, for example, Ko, like, we don't know much about her, just that I've just like whatever I've talked about for her, but we do see in some of the art in her art set that, you know, she has a big butt, and she likes to hunt for her mates. And she's a short stack. Yeah, can always show her in a cameo too. So like wherever area where she's relevant, then yeah, I'll likely use her. The card game was just a good reason to give her a bit of a spotlight, despite, you know, just being a card and showing a bit of her personality. Like when her and Tiffany were just kind of vibing. Was there a frame where I showed the bottom of this bed? Doesn't look like it. I'll just use a color. Yeah, it depends on what I want to do if I make a card like that. Because it would have to be comedic, so whatever character I use it on, it'd have to make the most sense. So likely like a smaller character. Okay, so got all this. I think I'm gonna remove this just so it's easier to make the background. Make sure I grab whatever details I need. So don't need this. I do need her snake skin. Copy. There we go. And let's try putting the makeup on her. No, because yeah, that's not going to function the way I'm thinking. So I'll do that as the next step for this section. Let me see, what did I do for this when I did it? Yeah, so I did do it in those sections. How much time has passed? I'll do a little bit more and then I think I'll call it for the night. And then tomorrow I'll do well, tomorrow I'm doing 2 streams, so I guess that does count as longer. But we'll see how I feel tomorrow evening. But for now, I'll just play this for the last few minutes. So yeah, I did do it that way. But let me establish this. Well, I guess I'll do the makeup afterwards, because that way the lighting and all that will make sense. Yeah. Tomorrow for me, but yeah. That'll be the idea. Really? Next week is already Thanksgiving? Damn, it is. That was fast. Almost feels like the month just wants to get November over with too. Because everyone's like, we don't care about Thanksgiving, we start putting up Christmas shit. And even the month is like, yeah, we don't really give a shit. That's cool, whenever you can make a stream, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to do a stream more often. So I can keep things consistent. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? All right, have a good night. So yeah, when this song is over, I'll call it for the night. Take a small break and then keep working. But yeah, like I'm trying to. There's multiple things I'm working on that I want to try to do throughout the week. But comics are obviously the priority. I'm gonna do one more page of Black Circus before I move on to iHat, just so they're both at an even number. But well, they're not going to be at an even number once I work on iHat. But the idea is that I want both of them to be at least 4 pages ahead of the public sites. And I realize I'm shading on the wrong layer that doesn't need it. Because this one's supposed to be comedic, so you don't need it. But the others do. Yeah, Viro after all. Like I said, I'll always do my best. I'm just trying not to rush things and try not to take unnecessary shortcuts. Yeah, I want to do that. It's just gonna take a bit of time because it boils down to either I want to find an effect or if I want to animate it myself. And it's like nothing complicated. It's just like little bubbles moving from position to position. So it's not that big of a deal, but just something like that I think would be humorous to have with the skin. And I could always just like add it in Becky's um, artwork that's being used right now, but I don't know, it just sounded tacky. But anyway, I am going to call it for tonight. Thank you everybody for coming. Like I said, the plan for tomorrow is I'm gonna stream during the afternoon at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and again at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that would be the idea. If anything comes up, I'll post a notice on Discord like I usually do. Um, Basically, I'm just gonna be working on comics if I can. Work on the Patreon stuff, card games. Well, card game stuff is at the bottom of the list because that's not a priority, but I would like to get further into it. The comic stuff is my top priority at the moment, so I do want to do another Black Circus when I get the chance. Um, and then move on to iHat and secrets and all that. The Patreon stuff, I'm going to try to work on that throughout the week as well, so I can try to burn through all those. And anything else? I do want to do more side stuff, like for the $10 tier and all that, so I want to get cracking on that. And it's only a couple more days left for Gretchen's art set, and then I might think about working on another one after that. But yeah, just keeping myself busy like I usually do. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good night, and I will see you guys again tomorrow, okay? Take care. Bye bye.